Oh, what a day. Our weather isn't looking very good today. I've got a big trip planned to North Wales. I'm setting off now. I'm hoping that weather is going to improve so we can capture some beautiful landscape photography over the next couple of days. I've got a long journey ahead of me, so come with me. Okay, so I've arrived and I've come to Anglesey in North Wales, and I'm just walking over to Llandythwyn Island, I think that's how you say it, where there is a lighthouse. It's a little island with lots of seascapes, so I'm going to have a little explore around for a few hours until sunset time and try and find some really nice compositions. It's not somewhere I've really been before, but I'm looking forward to it. It looks spectacular on the pictures I have seen, so I'll see what I can make of it. Okay, so I've had a good explore of this absolutely incredible island. You saw that lighthouse there. That is going to form part of the composition for my final shot of the day. I've seen a couple of really, really nice compositions, but now I am set up for the first shot of the day. And it's not something or the type of shot I would normally take, but I want to tell the story of this island a little bit, and I think this shot does that. In the foreground, I have this cannon, and then if you can see just above the camera there, you have that small lighthouse. That's not the one I went up, it's a smaller one. You have that in the composition as well. And I wanted just to get the Snowdon mountain range in a shot as well, because it isn't going to feature in my last couple of shots today very much, so I wanted to get that in there. Now, this shot is a really good example of using the rule of thirds. So if you imagine the cross section of the rule of thirds, I have the cannon in the bottom left cross of the rule of thirds. I then have the lighthouse in the top right of the rule of thirds. And then I've got the horizon line going right across that top third line as well. So it is a nice composition. It's going to tell the story of the day really well. I now have some of that golden afternoon light shining down on the cannon and on that small lighthouse, so it should make a really nice shot just to get the day going for me and get the story going of this island as well. Weather-wise, it is looking pretty good at the moment. The clouds are starting to clear up a little bit. Regardless, it's absolutely stunning here, and I can't wait for sunset time. It's exceptionally windy today as well, and my cap has nearly blown off several times. I've had some stick about my cap recently in the comments. Someone called me middle-aged. I hope I'm not, and also said I shouldn't be wearing the cap backwards. It is purely a practical thing, this cap. I wear the cap because I'm going a little bit thin on top these days. When it's windy and I get sweaty, I like to cover that up. And I wear it backwards because you can't look through a viewfinder with the cap going forwards. Most of the time, when I'm not filming myself, I do wear the cap forwards. Harsh comments though, middle-aged. starting to get a little bit worried about the cloud situation since I've had my lunch or my dinner. It's clouded over really badly and I'm not sure it's going to come back. I really hope it does. I've come a long way to get here. Right, I'm set up for the second shot of the day and I'm very, very pleased with the composition. You've got the lighthouse in the background, camera is set up down there, and the way the composition is working is I have the rocks just here leading you up into the lighthouse at that side, which is sat nicely on that rule of thirds intersection, and then down at this side you've got the sea leading you up at the other side. That cloud is covering the sun though, so the light just isn't right at the moment. This shot is not going to work without the light there, so I need that to come out and just light this scene up, light the lighthouse up and get some of that golden light on the rocks down here. So it's just going to be a bit of a waiting game. I think it is going to happen as the sun starts to dip below the cloud out to sea there, but I really need it to work. It's exceptionally windy as well. It's the wind that makes it difficult at times like this, but I'm staying positive because as soon as that sun comes out, I'm going to capture this shot. So let's just wait and see. This is very frustrating. The sun just doesn't seem to be able to get through those clouds. There is a tiny amount of light coming down onto these rocks, but it's just not quite what I want. Right, I'm now pretty convinced that I'm not going to get the light that I wanted. I think what's happening is that it's just so windy, it's blowing salty moisture into the air, straight off the sea and into the air, which is just sort of then the sunlight is having to push through that and it's just diffusing it too much. Very frustrating. It's also just covering the front of the lens. You can't actually feel it in the air. After a little while you sort of feel this stickiness on your hands, and I think it's the salty moisture in the air. A bit disappointing. There is now a bank of cloud that the sun is about to go behind, so what a day. So I'm back at my hotel now. In the end, I went a little bit to pieces there. The day didn't actually start very well either. I flashed a speed camera this morning on the motorway when it went down to 50 for such a brief moment with a sort of hidden camera behind a tree. So that didn't start out well. I then just got to the location and it just seemed to be going so right and everything was in place, and then just the light just was not there on that rock and that lighthouse, and it just sort of overwhelmed me with disappointment. And I don't know why, because that doesn't normally happen to me, but it did today. And then I went to get another shot that I'd had planned with some of the rocks and some of the sea, but I hadn't really taken into account that the tide was coming in, which it did, and it totally changed and removed the composition I had because the water came over the rocks and they just virtually disappeared under the water. So just a day to forget, really. I mean, it was good being out and about, but I was just so disappointed about that shot. I think when I actually look at it, it's going to be a good shot anyway. So really, I shouldn't be down and disappointed, but I am. That's just the way I'm feeling tonight. Then when I was driving home or back to this hotel, the hotel rang me and said they're giving my room away. So I was on the verge of a touch of anger and upset, but thankfully we talked it over and they have given me my room. So I'm going to go and get a little bit of food. I'm going to try and put today behind me a little bit, edit the picture. I think it will be good anyway. Then tomorrow is a new day, a new start, and I'm heading over to Snowdonia. I've got a big walk, a few shots that I'd like to get, so that will be on a video next week. It's tomorrow for me. But I hope you've enjoyed the video anyway. You've seen all sides of what goes on for me, the good, the bad. I've had a good run recently. Today was a bit disappointing. Please leave a comment down below and let me know what you think. Do you like the shot or not? Do you think it would have been even better with some of that light on? I'd love to hear from you. Give me your thoughts generally, and I'll see you on another one very soon. Make sure you check out my workshops, which are online as well. Head over to firstmanphotography.com/workshops. First one goes out on September the 18th. I'd love you to come along, and I'll see you on another video very soon. I'm Adam. This is First Man Photography. A very tired and a very disappointed First Man Photography in Wales out.